welcome. My name is Example. Welcome to the I Am Example podcast. Here we're going to inspire you. We're going to motivate you. We're going to push you. We're going to build you. Any obstacle that you ever encountered, you can overcome by believing in yourself. And here you're going to discover that strength. We're going to teach you how to hustle. We're going to teach you how to grind. We're going to teach you about all those things. Keep it locked in and stay tuned. Welcome to the I Am Example podcast, and I'm your host, Example. If you're trying to reach us, you can email us at iamexample456@gmail.com, and there you can send any advice, any comments, any recommendations, any opinions, you dig? And you also can follow us on Instagram at I_am_example456, and there you can get your daily posts, inspirations, hustler motivations, hustler energy, whatever you need, you dig? And you also can follow us on YouTube, and that channel is I Am Example 456, and you can go to the channel and like, share, and subscribe, where we'll also be posting the podcast is up for your listening enjoyment. You dig? So we're going to jump right into it. The example for this week is Oprah Winfrey. Y'all gotta understand Oprah. You dig? It took me a long time to understand how she accumulated all the wealth that she accumulated, because I'm all about the hustle. But she was born in Mississippi, and then her father was a businessman and a barber, and then she moved to Baltimore, where she was a host of a TV show there, and then that was successful, and then she went to Chicago to get the Oprah Winfrey Show, right? So when she got the Oprah Winfrey Show, I think in its first season, second season, it did like $100 and something million with ABC. So she only seen 30 million of that money. And over a course of time, she kept saving. Now, these are millions of dollars. She kept saving and eventually purchased the show from ABC. So the $100 million that ABC was getting, she's now getting. And that's how she became one of the first billionaires, African American billionaires. But most people will say, well, she had $30 million. That's enough. But to her, no. She had a whole system laid out. She had a whole plan laid out. She's like, yo, I'm going to stack my paper, buy my show that uses my name from them. And then not only am I going to buy my show, I'm going to keep saving my money and keep building until I'm a billionaire. And then I'm going to I'm going to start up my own network. You understand? You have to have an ultimate hustler's understanding and hustler's mindset to have that, or to have that mindset. You understand? So if you don't know about Oprah Winfrey or how she actually accumulated all her wealth, definitely go research that. Definitely go read that. You understand? And that goes right into the topic for today, which is misunderstood. Let that marinate for you real quick. That misunderstood. People are not, again, I say this all the time, people are going to look at you like you are crazy. Just because they don't understand your mindset, they're not cut from the same cloth as you. So, like, going back to Oprah Winfrey, most people would have said, yo, $30 million, that's a lot. Oh my God, I'm going to go buy me a new Lambo. I'm going to go buy me a Rolls Royce. I'm going to go buy a big mansion. I'm going to live it up. Oprah Winfrey lived modestly. It was okay, but she lived modestly. She didn't take that $30 million and go buy a jet. You understand? So you're not going to be understood by everybody, because they're not going to understand your plan all the time. They're just not. You're going to have to explain it, and then when you explain, they're going to be like, one, answer that I always get, or one response that I always get is, example, you're overstretching yourself. You're stretching yourself thin. And my response is that it makes sense to me that I can have all these businesses. The more seeds you plant, the bigger my forest is going to be. So if I have 8 businesses, that's 8 trees that can reproduce into anything I want them to. Everybody is not meant to understand your plan. Everybody is not meant to understand your character. Everybody is not meant to understand your blueprint. That's why it is called your blueprint. And it is going to be scary. It is going to be lonely, because you're going to be standing in a room and have to decorate it yourself, figuratively. There's nobody that's going to help you decorate it and help you paint the canvas. But when your piece of work or your art comes out, this is all figuratively, it's not literally. When your businesses come up and they see you living lavishly, then it's like, yo, oh, what is he doing? Or what is she doing? How did that come about? Or where did all this come about? You understand? And something was told to me a long time ago, and I think I understood it when I started to practice business more. They said, yo, people are going to only look at the results. They're not going to see the journey. And I never understood that. I just always thought success was just going to happen. But it takes a lot of persistence. It's a process that you have to travel, and you have to take that journey alone. It's so rare to come across people that's going to help you. Because first off, how can they help you when they don't really understand you? Or they don't really understand the idea. They don't understand the business idea. The first thing that a lot of people are going to say when you start a business is, oh, you need to go get a loan. Or you got to go do this. You got to go do that. Do you know how many businesses I started with just $300? Yeah, they all were not successes. Let's get that out of the way. They all were not successes. But instead of buying me a $200 pair of Jordans, I'd rather put another $100 with that and start a website that I own outright, and I can own forever, and not only own it forever, but pass it down to my kids and my grandkids if I choose to. That's the whole reason I hustle, is to leave a legacy. I was reading a book, I was reading a quote, and it said that your grandkids will forget your name, but they will never forget what you left them. I didn't know what they was talking about. You understand? Because I read the quote some time ago. So I didn't know what they were talking about until I understood what they were talking about. I can leave my grandchildren, great-grandchildren, a house, and they can always come back to the house and say, well, Granddad X left this for us. You understand? That's building the foundation. Building a foundation is never easy, because you have to figure everything out. You have to go through all the mistakes. You have to go through all the hardships by yourself. And 9 times out of 10, you have to figure it out by yourself. And you're going to be misunderstood. Don't let that stop you. Don't let that stifle you. Just because somebody else has a different perspective or don't understand the path and journey that you're taking, never let that deter you from your destination or where you're trying to go. You have to find that inner strength. You have to learn how to stand alone. Some people just can't stand alone. Some people need comfort and company. I'm not that person. If I have to dig a ditch alone to get my results, so be it. If I have to build a foundation alone by myself to get results, so be it. I'll be the sacrificial lamb. Now you have to ask yourself, Are you willing to be that sacrificial lamb? Are you willing to sacrifice? And a lot of people are not. And that's okay. But it's not okay for me, because that's not what I want. And it really doesn't matter who understands me, because I understand me. I understand my purpose. I understand where I'm going and where I want to go, and where I want my legacy to be left at, and where I want my family to travel and go and build upon. I see the bigger picture. You understand? And we have 3 steps so you can understand, so you won't feel so misunderstood that it discourages you. You understand? The first step is that you have to understand yourself first. If you don't have a journey, a blueprint, a map to where you're going, how you going to expect for somebody else to understand where you're going, even if, because you don't know where you're going? If you don't have a clear perspective on where you want to go and how you're going to get there, how you going to tell the next person or how you going to get there, or what you're trying, or where you even trying to go? You have to understand yourself first. You have to understand where you want to go and how you want to get there and why you want to get there. You understand? Understand yourself first. Sit down and understand yourself. Evaluate yourself. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself, where am I going? And then ask yourself, how am I going to get there? And once you know how you're going to get there, everything else is irrelevant. You get that laser sharp focus, and you go ahead and strive and build and try to get there yourself. Everything else is irrelevant. Everything else is unimportant. You zone everything out. You have tunnel vision. You understand? And then the next step, once you understand yourself first, the next step is you have to embrace yourself. Your true self. If you sat down and evaluated yourself and you understand yourself, you have to embrace yourself. You have to embrace that everybody is not going to understand you. Everybody is not even going to like you. Who cares? You have a destiny. You have something that you want. You have a place to where you want to go. Who cares on who wants to be along for the ride? You're going to have people get on the bus and get off the bus. You're going to have people that's going to be riding or dying. You're going to have people that's not even going to get on the bus with you. Who cares? Long as you don't stop driving the bus. This is all figuratively. It's just using random examples. If you the driver to your destiny, who cares who's on the bus with you or in the car with you? You're going to your destination. If people want to support you and get you and help get you there, so be it. But if they don't, you still have to drive that car there. You have to have that drive and that persistence and that perspective to keep going to where you want to go. You have to embrace yourself. You have to say, yo, this is what I want. I don't care who likes it. I don't care who accepts it. I don't care who says it's wrong. It doesn't matter. This is what I'm going to do. And I always had that passion. I always had that drive. Nobody could force me or intimidate me enough to do what I wanted to do. Nobody could influence me enough to do what I wanted to do. It was, at the end of the day, it's what I want to do and what I'm going to do. And maybe that's how come I have a problem with authority. You understand? I'll take whatever's said to me in consideration, but the results or what comes from it, I'm willing to accept that. The consequences, whatever. And that's the thing. That's how I measure the merit of a man. You're not going to compromise just because you're in an awkward or uncomfortable position. You understand? You have to have some principles, some morals to stand on to where you won't be moved. And people will call you stubborn, people will call you selfish, people will call you self-centered. So, and my question to all that is, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. What will you stand for? What's the purpose of having principles? What's the purpose of having morals? If you're so easily influenced to compromise those principles and those morals, it doesn't make sense. And the last but not least, you have to love yourself. If you don't understand yourself, embrace yourself, and last but not least, love yourself, you are not ready. You are not ready for anything in life because you're so worried about if somebody else loves you, or you're so worried about how somebody else perceives you that it distracts you from actually embracing and loving yourself. And that is a major problem. That should be your top priority at the end of the day, is loving yourself. If you understand yourself, if you embrace yourself, the last and final option, not even an option, the last and final step is you have to love yourself. You have to take care of yourself. Yourself have to be a priority over everything else. Because as a boss, as a CEO, as a top dog, if you are off, or if you're sick or cut off, or if you're not loving yourself to take a break, your business is going to suffer. You have to love yourself to some point. I don't care if it's taking yourself out to dinner. I don't care if it's going to the movies. Whatever. You have to learn how to love yourself and make yourself feel good. And if you love yourself, others will love you. The people that are genuine enough to love you, they will find you and they will love you. You don't have to make anybody love you. The first person you make love you is yourself. You make yourself love yourself. You dig? So those are the 3 steps to being understood. That's understanding yourself, embracing yourself, and loving yourself. Those are the top 3. Prioritize those. You dig? All right, so I'm going to get out of here. If y'all trying to find us, or if you're trying to contact us, you can contact us at imexample456@gmail.com. You can send advice, send comments, send recommendations, opinions, whatever. You also can follow us on Instagram at I_am_example456 for those daily push, those daily motivations, and inspirations, the hustler spirit, everything. And you also can follow our YouTube channel at IamExample456. Go there, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share this channel, comment on the channel, anything that you need to do. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all be safe, enjoy the weather. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of breezy, kind of rainy, so y'all be careful out there. All right, so y'all be easy. Come on.